do it.
All right, hold on tight. This thing's about to hit Mach 20. Fish. Got it.
Oh, it's huge. Double header of muskies. You don't see that action too often. In fact, we got a triple header now.
Triple. We got 3 on.
Alec,
right
the first mate, is fighting
Over
one
here,
right as
fellas.
we speak. So here we go.
Trophy Fish Hunter is brought to you by Castaic Swim Baits, the original swim bait company, American Tackle Company, Reaction Strike, #1 in swim baits, Bulldawg Rods, tough as a dog and that ain't no bull, Vicious Fishing, Duck It Fishing, Power Pole Shallow Water Anchor, Fish Hard, Stormer, V&M, give the fish what they really want.
This is awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a heck of a ride, and looking forward to getting out there today. I think we got some big fish to be had, and if we can get out there and drag some baits through them, so.
You can't beat the weather. I've been up to St. Clair a million times. I've never seen the water glass like this. This is going to be interesting.
Very interesting. We'll see if we can find some dirty water. It's always important to find color changes. It seems like the cleaner the water, the tougher it is.
Sure.
So, should be interesting to see what we got today.
All right, let's make it happen.
All right. This is a very, very dynamic fishery, Lake St. Clair. 260,000 acres, average is 11 feet, deepest part's 20. There's a shipping channel that's dredged down to about 28 feet. The water's incoming, it's part of the Great Lakes system, and if you're from Michigan, you're always like, it's the 6th Great Lake. But actually it connects Lake Huron down to the St. Clair River, down to Lake St. Clair, and then right out the Detroit River to Lake Erie. So it's a massive, massive body of water, very influenced through the cold water coming down from Lake Huron, very susceptible to wind and waves due to the shallow nature of the waterway, and very dynamic with a number of other rivers, smaller rivers that feed into it. So a very, very neat body of water.
How do you get the shower curtains? How does that ring get all the way out there? I see he puts it on there.
Well, the ring is really attached to a clip, so the clip just is holding the line under tension,
Right.
okay? And so the lure has pressure on it from just the lure itself. So the lure is pulling this way, the angle of the line's going this way, so it's just naturally going to slide down as far as he lets it go. So you put the first one out first, then you stage the next one and the next one. So right now he's working on the second one, and this one's still working its way down the line. It'll go all the way to the end. When a fish hits, the line comes free, so you don't have any board attached. You're fighting the fish free, and then that ring will just go all the way to the end.
Then you put on the ring.
You know you've had a really great day when there's like 10 shower curtain rings down on that on that board
That
down
should be
there.
today. That'll be today.
Who knows, man? Hopefully, but yeah, that's how it works. So you see, it's slowing down now because the angle's not so easy.
Right.
It's kind of going almost perpendicular, but it just naturally works its way down. So Matt, Lake St. Clair is such an interesting lake. I mean, it's 400 plus square miles of just nothing but a giant weed bed, and that's why there's so many fish in here. But you know, one of the issues fishing this lake is that because of all those weeds, it's really hard to troll sometimes because you have all these surface weeds everywhere. And the way you guys do this is so clever. If you don't mind showing our viewers what you do to kind of minimize the issue of constantly having weeds on your lure.
Now what we do here is we'll run, first off, we'll run a weight system. So we have the main line coming down to a snap, to a ball bearing swivel, and we'll do a drop or to a weight.
Right.
And this will pick up most of your surface weeds. They'll either hit it and bounce, go low, or they'll get caught there. And then we've got a nice long lead. We usually run a leader about the size of your rod. That way, if you have them on by yourself, you can still get them to the net.
Sure.
But it seems to be pretty productive. We also use snap weights, and I'll show you that a little later, but we use snap weights on our board rods where we can move that weight up as far as we want, or a hook hanger just to pick up the weeds.
Right.
The other thing you can do is on these boat rods, you can see this one over here, it's going straight down into the water, and that'll pick up the weeds as well.
Yeah, so it actually catches on the rod.
Instead of your, yeah, and you can just walk by, shake your rod off. So it's definitely, the more your bait's clean, the better chance you have at catching fish, and this puts the odds in your favor at keeping them clean. So
awesome.
Fish on, fish on.
Fish. We're on, we're on. Oh man.
Keep them down.
Not a giant fish, but it's always a good fish when it's a muskie. This is awesome. All right, he's coming right to you. Here we go. If he cooperates. Awesome. That didn't take very long. This place is just the best, man.
Yeah, what took so long? Oh, jeez.
Nice little Lake St. Clair muskie. Look at the patterns on them. They're a Great Lakes strain, so they're really spotted. They almost look more like a leopard than your traditional muskie looks, but they're beautiful fish. All right, we're gonna let her go. Just do the porpoise action?
Yes, head first.
Yep. There we go. I love this lake. It's unbelievable.
Give me some of that slime, man. All right.
Unbelievable. Great muskie, great smallmouth, really solid walleye lake, good perch fishing. I mean, this is like a fisherman's paradise out here. And the best part about the lake is just how beautiful it is. The water, it's a little overcast right now, so you can't tell, but the water, it looks like you're in the Caribbean when you fish out here. Just a phenomenal place. Awesome Lake St. Clair muskie. 43-incher, fat all the way through. He's been pounding bait. Huge fish.
It's always inside out. I got it. So, yeah. And then what happens is I'm going to reel this one up. In the springtime, a lot of times you're running smaller baits, but it's always good to keep them honest. A bait like this, one of the bigger Criscos and Craves, can oftentimes trigger big fish when you might be getting contact in a lot of smaller stuff. So you always got to keep them honest. A few small, a few big, little hair, little jointed, little straight.
Yeah, you know, one thing about trolling, people get the impression that you just set up your lines and you just troll all day, and then when a fish hits, you reel it in, but it's not what it is at all. I mean, out here it's a lot of work. You know, you're constantly, if you want to be efficient, you're constantly checking baits because they pick up weeds, and if you're dragging weeds on your baits, you're probably not going to get bit on that rod. And so if you just drag weeds around all day long, nothing good's going to happen. So about every 15 minutes or so, maybe a little longer, we're going through one side, then the next side, clearing the baits, making sure there's absolutely no weeds on them, running them right back out. So it's kind of like, these guys have it down to a science as far as how they do it to make it efficient and as minimal time consumption as possible.
Right back at us. Fish, fish, fish. I got.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, you called that, didn't you, Matt?
Yeah.
It's a nice fish. You're not making much progress on this guy, John.
No.
You know what's crazy is it's kind of an unusual day here on St. Clair. Dead calm, not a lot of wind. Got good watercolor, but we're changing baits, trying to figure out what they want, what color they want, jointed, straight, big, small, what colors. This bait he just put out camo perch. I think it was out in the water maybe 5 seconds and it got hit. And also, as they were saying, a lot of times another reason to constantly be checking for weeds and cleaning weeds is when you're bringing lures in and taking lures out is oftentimes when you get hit. That's exactly what happened there. That bait was still sliding out.
Yeah,
So here we go, man. He's coming your way.
Nice fish, boys.
This is a good one
Nice
right here.
Fish.
Oh yeah. He's digging again. You were gaining there for a while. Here he comes. You got him now. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, walk backwards. You want me to get the clip? Keep reeling all the way up to the weight. All the way to the weight.
Got him in the net. That's a nice one right there, John.
Lord have mercy. Hallelujah.
That's a good fish right
brother. I've been touched.
Nice fish.
That's a solid fish. 42-incher.
You know, when you got a fish on, it's a battle stations, man. Everybody's got to get together and get that fish in the boat, and it's just unbelievably exciting. The power of the fish, the fight, the strength, that excitement of not knowing if you're going to get it in. I mean, it just seems like half the time they're going to get off. But man, again, we got great fishermen with us today. We got great baits. Just could not be a better way to go after these top of the food chain predators.
Fish. Oh, it's huge.
Nice fish.
Oh yeah,
Nice
this is a good one right here. Oh my God, there he goes. Nice. That was an awesome jump.
It was right on the turn too.
Yep.
Like we were talking about, when it's calm, the turns.
You know, the other nice thing about this setup here, we're still fishing. I mean, we still have a whole bunch of lines in the water. We're going a little slower than normal, but we still have lines in the water. We may have another one go off while I'm reeling this one in. Finally starting to give ground. Sorry there, Alec. I'm doing the best I can.
Oh man, Bill,
He's not hooked great. Nice.
oh man.
He's off. Just like that. That's a big fat one. That's a monster. Or as we say here, that's a trophy. This is a good fish right here. This place is just outrageously good. You can't do this anywhere else. Not consistently. Another awesome Lake St. Clair muskie. 43-incher, fat all the way through. He's been pounding bait. Huge fish. We're gonna put him back. Double header of muskies. You don't see that action too often. In fact, we got a triple header now. Muskies have a special place in my heart for freshwater fishing, for sure. It's probably my favorite fish to catch freshwater. It's the top of the food chain. There's not very many of them. They're very wary. They're hard to get to eat a lure. And it's really almost like hunting and fishing at the same time. It's really a challenging sport. Sometimes you can pull your hair out doing it, because trust me, not all days are like this where you put 9 fish in the boat. Most bodies of water, a good day is landing a fish.
Hey, fish.
We're on.
Get it.
Oh man,
Looks good.
it's coming right to us. This is nice. This place is unbelievable. We've been trolling for a couple of hours. We've had five rips already. There's number 5 right here. This technique that these guys have is literally down to a science. We showed you a little bit about how the rods are set up. But the other thing is, these guys troll with heavy mono, and the reason they do that is just to give you that little bit of flexibility, just a little bit of shock absorption that you get with mono versus fishing with braid or with, with any other type of line. All right, here we go. I'm backing up, coming right to you. Awesome. Nice. Another good one. No, he just came right in. That was beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Another beautiful fish.
Unbelievable.
40 class.
Unbelievable.
And that fish came off the second it hit the net. It
Oh
was
my
just
gosh.
barely nipped.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God it didn't fight hard, because had it fought hard, we probably would have lost it. Yeah, it worked out. So we're now 3 for 5. Starting to get the percentage, the batting percentage getting better. So,
Fish on, fish on. Grab it. Big fish, big fish.
John, you're up.
Yeah, baby.
This is incredible.
Big fish.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, this feels like I gotta.
Let him run.
Yeah,
Just
I
let
can't
'em
get
go.
anything
Yeah,
on
we
it.
got-
Can't get anything
No
on it.
hurry. He's got a bunch of hooks in his mouth.
Yeah, I can't get nothing on him. Oh
Nice
my
and
gosh.
steady, nice
I
and
feel like I'm
steady.
hooked into a freighter or something. Are you sure this is a fish?
I like the sound of that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable power.
I think this is a good one.
Should we
It ripped a
jinx
ton of
ourselves
drag
and
out.
get
It's a
the big
bucktail
net?
fish. Bucktail fish are generally big, and it pulled a major amount of drag, and he's having a hard time gaining any
What do you
ground on
think?
this fish. So it's probably a mid-40s at least.
Nice and easy. He's got hooks in him. We gotta take him nice and slow and just let him wear himself out. The captain always says, get him in, don't horse him. Get him, horse him. Don't horse him. Get him in.
I think I'm wearing him out a little bit. I don't know who's getting worn out more though.
I'm gonna take it out of gear, so keep real good tension. Just reel up, keep that rod bent. Yeah, it's a big fish here. A lot of times this will keep their heads down. We don't want them to come up.
Well, you know, just with these bigger fish, a lot of times you don't see them until they get 10 foot from the boat, you know.
Okay, it's out of gear.
Oh cow. Oh man, look at that.
That's a good one.
Oh,
It's a good fish.
You need a big net or no? Now you're gonna reel that weight up to me.
Keep her in there, keep her in there. There you go.
come on, dude. Come on,
That is a long one.
Oh,
That's a long fish.
that is awesome. Catfish.
Awesome
Alec,
fish.
you guys are incredible, man. Incredible. You were right on the bucktail. Beautiful. Oh, we got 2 of them in there.
Yeah.
Forgot we had the other one in there.
All right. I'm putting a glove on right here. It's made by a company called Musky Armor. This thing has saved my hand so many times. It stops all the gill raker cuts from the top. That's huge in and of itself, but the main thing it does is it gives you a vice grip on the fish. When you grab that head of that fish, because this is a felt material, you're just not gonna let go. And that's really where most people get catastrophically injured, is where they grab the fish and then the fish wrenches free and then teeth just cut your hand up. So yeah, these gloves are a really good, inexpensive investment. Gives you that really solid grip on that fish. Double header of muskies. You don't see that action too often. In fact, we got a triple header
We
now.
got triple. We got 3 on
Alec,
right
the
now.
first mate, is fighting one right as we speak. So here we go. I'm the Crave Junior. Oh yeah, look at that. You know, I've been musky fishing for a super long time, and I haven't really seen very many products that I would classify as extremely innovative, but this is an exception to the rule right here. This is a material that's really almost hard to believe what it is. It's a material called nitinol. It's a flexible steel leader, and here's the crazy thing about it. The first time I saw it, I thought it was some sort of magic trick, but this leader is single strand, yet it has 15% stretch. So if I pull on this, it actually stretches about 15% and then pops back, and you can stretch it an unlimited number of times. The product's called Not Too Kinky by a company called Aquatico. It's really a cool product. Here's the other thing I like about it. A lot of times metal leaders will get kinked. Look at this. This stuff is unkinkable. I'll tie a knot with it, and I'm tying a pretty tight knot. Virtually any other leader would have a really bad memory, and this stuff is still straight as an arrow. It's really an incredible product. we're not, it's not so critical when you're trolling with something like mono like we're doing today, but when you're casting, which a lot of musky guys do, when you're casting and you're using heavy braid, this leader is unbelievably cool. It cannot be bitten through, and it's got a little bit of stretch to it, which braid has none, and so that just gives you that little bit of shock absorption. Awesome, innovative product, not too kinky. It's in a lot of stores. It's a product definitely worth trying. Right there, John.
Man, it feels heavy, unbelievably heavy.
It looks like
a log, man.
Yeah, that's a good fish. These things are just unbelievable. This lake is unbelievable.
Wow, what a nice fish.
Another nice one.
Very good.
There he is. Good one. Good one. Good
Oh,
fish.
nice fish.
Absolutely
Another
good fish.
nice big fish here. Alex picking them apart as usual.
You guys are like chefs back here with choosing the right baits and
All the weeds in the bait.
phenomenal.
Ooh, nice.
It's a good one.
I'll pull it out of here.
Go all the way to the weight.
All the way to the weight and back up. All right, slide back. On the Crave Junior.
Crave Junior. Pays off big time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good job.
Crave Junior, sexy shad color.
Holy cow.
Another beast. Woo! This is awesome. Another beast of a St. Clair fish, 40-incher. We've been catching them all day. Guys, it's not even 12 o'clock, and we got 9 fish and 12 out of 12 bites. This place is unbelievable. If you can make it up here, please do, because it's incredible. Hook up with Whopper, Stopper, Musky charters. Not every day is like this, but by no means is this the best day that you could have out here. This place is just amazing. Join us next week on Trophy Fish Hunter. I have no idea where we're going to be, but I promise you we'll be catching big fish.